Gary's apartment reflected a delineation of his character, an avant-garde approach to the circumstances, blossoming into an acceptance of the reality. The road of life traversing in a new direction. The confines of his surroundings, the Yamaha piano, his premier Marantz 2010 receiver able to reproduce a concert sound, the ever-present television and VHS, all vehicles of entertainment. But still lingering within, was what wasn't. For the first time in 4 years, there was no 30 miles of road to traverse to work. In one respect he was thankful, but in another, he missed the 30 minutes of driving solitude, which enabled uninterrupted rationale to wander in his mind. Gary's weekend resume of activity in Wichita was once again activated, not concerned with the additional mileage from his years of traversing from Anthony. The attributes of Century 2, and its continuous sponsoring of events, the Town West Mall and its regal 9 screens adjacent to the food court, his favorite fast food, the Orange Julius concessions, also providing a perfect Chicago dog, their availability now within the realm of his world. The only item not yet present was a new home desktop computer, Microsoft having introduced a new system the prior year, Windows 95. Gary giving serious consideration to acquiring the new edition, but because of finances, it would have to wait a while longer. The Christmas holidays about to arrive, Robert on leave from his naval commitment, his presence in Kiowa a welcome sight. The young sailor desiring to purchase automotive transportation from Bill Bogner's Chevrolet Buick. Robert determining a 1992 Chevrolet Cavalier, with 59,000 miles would suit his purpose. Gary co-signing the note with Wichita's Southwest National Bank on December 23. Gary having mixed emotions about the holiday season, having celebrated Christmas with the Murrow family for the past 20 years. Volunteering to take ambulance call, both Christmas Day and New Year's, so those with family could be together. A concern about Jan and Gary's separation, and her subsequent notoriety, was brought to Gary's attention by the ministering brothers of the Apostolic Church. With the publicized recent drug theft at Share Medical Center, Jan's complicity commiserating in being relieved of her management position, and subsequently, filing a lawsuit against Share Medical Center, Gary wasn't surprised when an additional element emerged. Keeping abreast of Jan's exploits was Lynn Martin's reporting in the Alva Review-Courier, whom Jan having met from his hospital board meeting attendance, having posed for Martin in the past for a glamour photograph, and to the dismay of her family, Martin publishing the enamored photo in the Kiowa widely distributed newsgram. Jan's propriety was beginning to resonate within the Kiowa community, the Apostolic Church and its membership. The published articles only adding luminosity to the moire. Church ministers Ronald Allenba and Jeff Barr acknowledging to Gary, Brother John Lehman from Sabetha, having become the Kiowa Church's elder with the passing of Ronald Nelson, had requested a meeting with him. With some hesitation Gary agreeing, knowing he couldn't refuse, and Brother John would be in Kiowa the following weekend to administer services on Sunday. Questioning Ron to a meeting schedule and the location, Ron conveying, to the best of his knowledge, Brother John would stop at Gary's apartment located a block and 1/2 from the church prior to Sunday morning services. Awaiting the Sunday morning meeting, Gary being somewhat apprehensive, but at ease with Brother John as a church elder, minister, and CEO of the Apostolic Christian Church's nursing home and retirement village in Sabetha. Gary finding John more emblematic as a person than as a church elder, being acquainted with him, his wife Connie and their 2 children, the family having spent the night with the Wilsons in Anthony, during a joint Sunday school class fellowship between the 2 churches. John arriving at Gary's small apartment domain, both seated at the table, the conversation being brief, John aware of the couple's quandary, questioning about resolution. Gary disclosing the couple's prior counseling with a psychologist from the Anthony Hospital, and their meetings with Ronald Nelson concerning the difficulty in the marriage. But the effort was to no avail. He acknowledged his faults, taking responsibility for them, but was true to professing of his faith, praying for guidance and thankful for the brethren in the church, especially Brother Frank Kissling from Burlington. John posed a question about Jan's action. With uncertainty, Gary professed that she was bound by her strong convictions, the pressure, the public depuration of her character, and a newfound association with her sister Gail, who had left the church and may have contributed to a change in her behavior. Gary adding, he found her new neoteric interest disturbing, and realized it wasn't in keeping as a sister of the Apostolic Church congregation. Concerning the validity of what was being said of Jan's actions, Gary approbated John an affirmation of her culpability. The interview completed, Brother John affirming he would speak with Jan, once again expressing his hope of resolution. Gary in attendance for the morning and afternoon church services, but the subject of Brother John's actualization wasn't, Gary noticing the absence of his wife. Gary reasoned, as it is assimilated in Ecclesiastes, for everything there is a season, and time to every purpose under heaven.